What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl, Nick. What's up, Tay Tay? It has been one crazy week. Uh, just like you were saying, your weekend was just like, so was mine. And I'm just glad that I had the ability to go home and actually get some sleep. Cause that's all I've been doing. And I've been actually going to bed. I'm so proud of myself. I don't ever go to bed before midnight. And I've been able to get in the bed before midnight this whole week. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Hope I can get to bed before midnight tonight. So we're talking about personal growth. And so, as we ponder personal growth and the things that go into kind of making sure we show up in the correct form and fashion, um, one of those things that helps us show up um, in any kind of relationship, not just a love relationship, but um, want to talk about love languages. So, um, love languages encompass many things. And so, at the onset, it was there are only five love languages. And those five are acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, and physical touch. So that was the original five. Um, as time has developed, there have been additional love language added to the mix. And so tonight we're gonna ponder consideration because you have to be considerate not only of yourself but of other people. So we're going to talk about what consideration is and what that looks like in relation to um, your personal development and how that impacts our lives. So, and how we show up for ourselves and for others. So, if we go back and talk about the first five love languages, we know that the first five love languages are all about kind of recognizing how we respond to how others interact with us. Like understanding that you may be a person that needs upliftment. So you would be words of affirmation. You may be a person that is all about spending time with those you love. So that's quality time. You may also be a person that likes gift giving, like you like reward. So you're receiving gifts. Um, a person who is all about helping others, all about doing things, getting things done. That's acts of service. And then someone who really needs you to show love through touch, that's physical touch. So when you understand where you operate, um, it makes it better for you not only to understand what it takes for you to be happy in a relationship, but your partner as well. If you're like me, you're kind of all over the place. Every time I take the test, and I take it every couple of years, because your experience changes your love languages and what's more important. Your age can determine the quality of the relationship or relationships that you have can change what love language is needed for you. So I take the test every couple of years or so. And I think it's very interesting that uh, I'm always one off. Like My top one is like 29, and then my next one is 28, and my next one is 27. And so I'm always like one off. So I don't really have like one love language that just, oh, hey, what's up, Pat?
They let me go. That's all I'm gonna tell you. They let me go.
Oh, geez.
They they had your boy, and they had me. I thought I was going down for the count. Thought I was getting ready to have a good prison ministry.
Ah, well, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey, he cometh in a Honda, leave it in a Bentley. Tie my bow tie. Who stole my Cadillac? In Jesus' name.
Can't, I can't. Why are we like this, Lord? Why are we like this? So,
I'm so
but
sorry. What's going on? Y'all forgive me. Y'all forgive me. It's been just that.
I was just telling them, things change. What love language is your dominant? And so for me, I don't really
Ooh,
have a dominant love language
ooh.
because all of mine are like one off. So like my highest one is a 29, the second one is a 27
Hmm.
or a 28, and the third one is a 28. And the fourth one is a
Can
27.
I share what I believe to be a sobering revelation?
Sure.
Do most people realize that what they score highest on when it comes down to your love language is what your deficit was that you feel that you missed as a child?
No, most people don't know that.
If you were a child that needed to be affirmed a lot and you didn't get that from your parents, if you were a child that felt you wasn't given quality time and you probably as an adult suffer from abandonment issues, or if you were a child and you felt like that everybody around you was praised and made to feel worthy, and so you was never given gifts or made to feel special. Maybe you were a child that loved to be embraced or you loved to hug. You were a very affectionate child, and most affectionate children always had stiff arm parents. For some reason or another, it seemed like most children that loved to be hugged and always had the parents that was always stiff arming you and pushing you aside and go on, boy, go on, girl, like on all that stuff over here. And then you had those type parents. And most people don't realize, because if you ask me, and again, I've been asked this before, and most of the time when you get into new relationships, that's the first thing people want you to do is take a love language test. And I'm going to tell you why. And here again, I'm not saying it's a fact, it's just my belief. Most of us, the reason why our relationships don't work is because we pretty much hand people the script in the beginning, meaning, you telling somebody, I ain't never had nobody to send me tiff treats to my job. Next thing you know, you got tiff treats coming to your job. Ain't nobody ever sent me no edible arrangements. And next thing you know, you got edible. And then next thing you're thinking that because they're doing the things that you said you've never gotten, that equates to them loving you or valuing you. And so then once they've gotten the script and got in the door, then they get what they want and then we're out. I tell people, if you ever want to tell a person what you need, always describe something that is a character, that has a characteristic trait that then requires them to fill in the blanks. Like, I need someone who's thoughtful. Now, it's up to them to discover what thoughtfulness looks like. And how do you discover thoughtfulness? By studying your partner. When it says that Adam knew Eve, that wasn't just consummation of sexuality. That means he studied her. And I have a problem with men that can tell you all the stats of every star player of every basketball team, but can't tell you his woman's favorite color. You don't know her favorite flower or her favorite something simple, her favorite cookie. I might be specific. I am a oatmeal chocolate chip pecan type individual. See that specific that is? There are some women that don't like flowers, they like shoes. And you can give them flowers, and this is what you saying. Well, damn, I bought her flowers. She act like I ain't never gave her nothing. You never gave her anything that she valued
Ooh.
because she doesn't like flowers. And you never took the time to know that. And not that flowers aren't ever appropriate, but that ain't her thing that makes her heart sing. But show up with a new pair of sambas, especially if she's a sneakerhead type girl.
But that goes into what we were discussing offline is being considerate.
Oh
We
God.
were we were
That's the
we
new
were
love language.
we were saying that consideration is a love language. We would call it number 6. So that's where we're gonna spend most of our time tonight. Um, is talking about consideration. What you just said begs for consideration because it is the consideration that puts the other person's needs uh in highlight.
I love it. I was talking about this earlier today. Everybody has four appetites. You have a visual appetite, you have a physical appetite, you have an emotional appetite, you have a sexual appetite. And I'm finna really go there.
Okay, wait. You want to repeat those one more time?
You have you have a visual appetite,
Mm-hmm.
you have a physical appetite, you have an emotional appetite, and you have a sexual appetite.
Okay, go there.
Every mother know the cry of their child. Yeah, I'm here. Here you go. You can be in a room full of people and your baby is crying, and you recognize one, it's your baby's cry. That's one. But number two, you got people scrambling for a pacifier, people scrambling for a bottle, people scrambling like, well, somebody pick her up, and you holler out, she just needs to be changed because you know her cry.
Mm-hmm.
You have bonded with this baby so to the point that you know the difference between a cry that's hungry, a cry that just needs attention. We talking about love languages. A cry that needs to be changed. That's acts of service. A
Mm-hmm.
cry that needs to be fed, or that baby just might want you to play with them.
Mm-hmm.
I've given you all five love languages. Your mate has a cry. And I would just love to know, why does a woman's intuition work when she thinks her man is cheating, but it doesn't work when he's unhappy?
Because she's not paying attention to
Because she doesn't consider
yeah, not paying
his
attention.
needs. She doesn't consider him being, listen, I don't give a damn that he's unhappy as long as he ain't cheating. He coming home every night. He all right, we good. All right, you be over there, going over there in that chair. But okay, we good. But again, it goes back to consideration. And Nick, I would have to challenge us. We might need to make consideration number one
Well,
because the other five flows in tandem with a person that considers that your needs are also important and valuable and need to be catered to as well.
I would say consideration is up there.
Got you.
I would say
I
that.
got you. I
I
got
would say that. The only reason I wouldn't make it number 1 is because it depends on the person. It might be number 1 for you and I,
I can agree. I see where you're
but
going. I
but
can
it's
agree.
not number 1 for everybody else.
I can agree. I can agree.
And so that it really is a big one for me. Like I can't be in relationship with somebody who never considers my needs, my feelings, my emotions, my desires, my hustle. Because in my mind, consideration is all of those things. And when you're with someone, you consider all of those things. You give thought to what makes the person tick, what is it that that person needs, what how can I assist that person. And if you don't understand the thoughts, the needs, the emotions, the
Mm,
physical touch, the all of the others, if you don't understand that about a person, you would never understand exactly what goes into how that person needs you to show up.
I agree.
So I'm trying not to word this incorrectly. I I I really feel like when you are with the person you say is your person, every love language feeds into what out of, like you said a while ago, consideration.
Yeah.
The way I talk to you, the way I touch you, the way I show up for you, the way I support you, the way I encourage you, the way um I I fill in when something needs like if you need help and I notice that you're, needing help, the way I just fly in and help. That's all based on me understanding and me being considerate and me knowing what is the need and when the need is.
If you're telling me, and y'all, and a lot of times we do this in relationships, and it's more of a defense mechanism to avoid taking accountability. But if your mate or your significant is telling you how they feel in the moment, and you have been holding something for the last 6 months that they did, that is not your time to bring that up.
Mhm.
Because what you just did was dismissed what they felt were and was important in that moment. And consideration causes me to sit in it and to hear it, repeat back to them what I heard them say, and then not even, and here's the thing, I know that this is going to sound weird. All the time when they're telling you something, they're not even asking you for a solution in that moment. They really are asking you to consider how I feel.
Mhm.
Hey, this hurt me. You know what, Nick? I hear you. I understand. Watch this. Before I ever apologize, I understand how my words, not, well, if they came across harsh, then no if clause. I understand. As you have communicated, I understand how my words were abrasive and hurtful.
Because consideration then becomes more about anticipating what your partner needs and prioritizing them and their
Oh, that's
well-being.
good. That's good.
Um, it's not about the grand gestures. It's not about how I can make other people know that I'm with this person. It's about those little intentional moments where you're actually caring for them because you care about their overall well-being.
Wow. And y'all, it's gonna, as we keep talking about personal growth, um, we can We can talk about it. We can say accountability. We can use all of those phrases and all those words. But when we really begin to start talking about and just doing a self evaluation of what personal growth really looks like, um, I think that some people, whew, and here's another point of consideration. Consideration would also be honest and say, I'm not the easiest person in the world to deal with.
Hmm. Like I do.
I know I make love challenging. Like I'm just saying, this is where you know when you got. I know it was hard for you to love me. I know it was. I realized what I had. I mean, when I understand what I brought to the table, man. Listen, y'all can stop that mess about talking about what you bring to the table. Listen, some of y'all are at the age where you just looking for a geriatric husband or a wife.
got dog. I don't want no geriatric husband.
Well, when I say geriatric, I mean just somebody to remind you it's time for you to take your blood pressure medicine.
No, I don't want that. I
Y'all
need.
gonna be take nah, but I get it. I hear you. You don't want it, but I'm just saying we are at. What I'm saying is we're at the age that we are not giving, and y'all, we gotta be real about that. If you 50, you ain't giving somebody the best of you. Y'all can stop that lie. Baby, I'm living the best days of my. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. You know good and god darn well you need to put some asper cream on them arms, and you got menthol on them legs, and you bathe them with alcohol, and you take it. Stop
But
lying. You are not as youthful and vibrant. I know black don't crack, but your bones is still old.
but you getting the best of me at that moment.
Yeah, okay. But what I'm saying is that's the best that you have to offer. But what I'm saying is the reason why I have to
No.
acknowledge that, because I have to realize that I have given someone that didn't deserve the best years of my life. I've given them. So now that I'm in this place, in this stage, I'm giving you what's left. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna maximize it. Hey, I understand I'm not as vibrant as I used to be. Baby, I'm talking about we at the part in life where taking naps is crucial.
Oh yes, I got to have a nap.
Nigga, we got the nap around here. What?
I listen.
In the middle of the day, I'm trying to
Every
tell you.
Saturday at 2 o'clock is nap time.
Huh? I'm talking arm over the forehead, laid out, mouth open. You hear what I'm saying?
It's nap time. But no, like no, but that's for real. Like consideration is, I mean, again, you have to think about the entirety of your mate.
And that's just one aspect of it. But what
Right.
about bringing not just your brokenness, but what about bringing your broke self to the table?
Well,
Some of us, you got to start over.
well,
Some of y'all got to had a man. And somebody said, well, what the hell is a had a man? That before you, he had a car, he had a house, he had some money.
he had everything
he
before
had everything. And then
then he met you.
when they got through with each other in court, I'm just telling you what they left him because I'm that nigga had to start. He had to start over. I'm just saying.
So let me give you something else to ponder.
Come on, Nick, talk
When
to me.
when you talk about, see, I know I do research. When Pat come up with these wonderful topics, your
Woo,
girl go research because I'm not a
woo.
I do research. So let's talk about when we are practicing consideration. Part of practicing consideration is proactive thoughtfulness,
Mm,
mindful decision making,
mm.
active listening and empathy,
Look at God.
respecting boundaries.
Wait. You mean to tell me that in my relationship, I still gotta respect that
Yep. And
you
and
allowed to set boundaries?
and consistency. So when you can't practice consideration without doing those things. Let's because I know respecting boundaries is a big one for you, sir. Um, but I'm gonna piggyback that one with consistency. Because when you have someone that's doing consistent actions, um, and they could be inconsistently showing up, it's still consistent.
But remember, we talked about last
But
week the difference between consistent and faithful.
correct, we did.
And most people, what you think is faithful is actually just consistent,
It,
because people can be consistent without being faithful.
they can be, and so, but when we talk about this wonderful practice of consideration, that requires consistency because consideration is something that you should be doing daily.
Wow.
And so when you put that in conjunction with respect and boundaries, all that means is you have to be aware of triggers and tones and how to be not disrespectful.
Well, when you start talking about triggers, people have to realize, and here's a couple, you might want to jot this down. Some people suffer from emotional hearing
Mhm.
and underdeveloped triggers.
Ooh.
So when something is happening, it's being filtered through my emotional hearing. I'm not mature. So what I heard was offensive, abrasive, even though all you were doing was just speaking your truth.
Mhm.
And sometimes with people, because I know what you just stated is ever so true about tone. With some people, it ain't even got to be about tone. It's just the fact that you said it.
Yep.
Just the fact that you said it. How dare you? I don't know. You said it. And so whether you say it nice or calm, I watched a video today of a man that a woman literally walked up, hit that man in the face. And the man is telling everybody, y'all get her, y'all. I don't want to put my hands on it. And he's begging people, y'all help me. Y'all get this woman, like doing the most. Um, can you hear me, Nick?
Mhm.
Okay. Uh, my earpiece died. I'm just wanting to make sure you hear me. So he was saying, y'all get her. He's saying, get her. And he's begging. And nobody, man, I ain't finna get involved with that. And he's like, y'all, come on. The woman started swinging on him, hitting him. Then the woman is scratching him. And he's like, y'all, come on. Somebody get, like, please. I don't want to hurt her. And so after he done taken about 4 or 5 punches, he said, you know what? I know what to do. First thing he did was that boy ran his fist back and punched her dead in the face. He punched her in
That's
the
not funny.
face.
I'm
He
sorry.
flipped her on top of the car, dragged her over the hood of the car, slammed her to the ground. Now everybody wants to grab him. Hold on, man, that's a woman. He's like, now see,
But
I
when he
asked
told
y'all
you,
5 times, get her off of me. Y'all said you didn't want to get involved. Nobody wanted to do anything. Nobody want, okay, then now that the table has turned. So what am I saying? He wasn't the aggressor.
she was.
She was. And he's begging, hey, y'all get her. He's trying to hold her at bay. She's swinging. He's trying to hold her. Like, yo, somebody get her. God, we ain't got nothing to do with that dog. Oh, that ain't it. And everybody's laughing and video recording and taping. But then when he turns the table and shows her what it feels like to be hit and to be grabbed and thrown and moved violently without your permission, then all of a sudden you need to consider, here we go, that that's a woman.
Mm,
But watch this. She should have considered
that's
that
a
she was a
man.
woman.
No, she should have considered that you doing all that to a man who got the ability to hurt your butt. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing, but I can't stand it when people do that. Like, why are you
And he was
begging, please, somebody, please, please get her, please, please, please. Nobody would.
I mm,
And so that is the under. Notice the people who were listening, they were suffering from underdeveloped. That's those are those undeveloped. Because you should have seen. It's
mm,
only so many times. As a man, I would have grabbed her because I would have thought to myself, it's only so many times I'm gonna let anybody hit me. Especially, I don't care who you are, but it's only so many times I'm gonna let you hit me and you don't get a reaction.
mm. Everybody quiet tonight.
So
Nobody.
my tone, I don't default to 10.
Right.
But when you keep dismissing me, disrespecting me, cutting me off, not letting me have, when that, then it escalates, and all of a sudden, and you ever dealt with somebody, Nick? I know you have, because I've dealt with people like that before too, that as long as you're calm, they on 10 until you get on 10 and they looking at you like, well, what's wrong? Well, why are you
Mhm.
upset? What did I do?
Everybody who knows me knows I will let you make it until you push that last button.
Mm-mm. Stop giving people the last.
No, but I'm just saying, like
Because
I let you
I
make
discovered
it
my last
until.
button is literally a hairline fracture away from doing a good 5 to 10. I don't.
But I'm just saying, like it takes a lot for me to go there. But when I go there, you just in trouble because you provoked it.
Well, you have been warned, so y'all bless your heart and all your parts. I'm just telling you, when she come
You
for you,
provoked it.
I ain't getting in the middle of nothing. I'm gonna let you get
And
all that.
then when I'm done with it and I wipe my hands of it and I'm not talking to you or I'm not responding, and then that becomes the problem. And so it's like, well, we wouldn't have been here had you not provoked me. But once I'm done, I'm done.
But that's what people who suffer from selective outrage. Because I was speaking to a couple the other day, and she was upset because she said she doesn't like it when he hangs up in her face. And then
Oh
he
yeah, we
says,
talked about that.
yeah, she like, but he was like, but you hang up all the time. And she was like, well, I hang up because I feel disrespected. He says exactly the same reason why I do.
So it's okay for you to take a reaction at disrespect, but it's not okay for me to
No,
take a reaction at
no, it's
disrespect.
disrespectful for him to,
Yeah.
she said he's supposed to sit in it.
Then you supposed to sit in it.
The same thing I said.
Like
And muscle through with it. But she does not believe that that was what she should be doing. So
because she's a person that does not understand the true
yeah,
meaning of consideration.
consideration. Absolutely. And I did tell her, you are very selfish.
Ooh,
You
I'm
are a
so
very
glad you said
selfish
that.
individual.
Because
You
let's
are
talk
a
about that.
very selfish individual. And the thing is, um, cause she even she said that she asked him about the, and I'm just giving some context. Now you don't know who I'm talking about, but they don't know who, but you do, but they don't. They, the argument started over fuel points from Kroger.
Stop it. Hold on. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is the base of the argument. When we both use our Kroger Plus card, of course, it accumulates fuel points.
Right, because your number and that person's number can be tied to the same account, so you
Exactly.
acquire points quicker.
Exactly. So they had a certain amount of points. And so she went to the store or to the gas station like a week before and filled up and used all the points. Well, the next time that he did,
There were
he
no
used
points.
no, no, no. They had re-upped
Okay.
and he used them. She said it was selfish of him to use all the points and not save her any. This is what I
But,
asked the question though. Watch
but
this.
she just did the same thing.
Watch this. We ain't just watch this. But the fuel points was put on there by him in both situations. She wasn't even the one shopping. He was.
Okay, but you just did the same thing.
I know. But that's why I said a selfish individual. But you know what? And I told her because every time I said anything that she did where she wasn't considering him, she had a two-word prophecy. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go take that and put it on a t shirt and I'm going to give you
Forget
credit
him.
for it. And she said, no, she said, well, that's different.
Oh Jesus, I hate that too. It's not
Every
different.
time I pointed
It's the same
her
thing.
back to her being inconsiderate, her being selfish, her being unthoughtful, her being unkind, her being dismissive, she would always say, that's different. It's
Okay.
different when he hangs up the phone versus when she hangs up the phone.
Okay.
It's different when he yells versus when she yells. It's different when he uses profanity versus her using profanity. It's different when, like, case in point, if he calls her job while she's working, he needs to consider that she needs to focus on her job. But she wants to call him while he's at work and have a 3-hour conversation about a weighted matter when she know he can't give her time and attention to it. But now he doesn't care about the relationship when he ushers her off the phone. And I just tell you, you're just a selfish individual.
So mm, all I'm gonna say is when you're given the energy that you put out, that's just karma.
Well, most people don't like when you give them them.
Yeah. And so when you get what you give, in the Bible it talks about you sow what you reap and you reap what you sow, right,
That's the
Pastor?
and reciprocity is a law.
And so, I mean, if you are constantly disrespectful, constantly selfish, constantly me, and then your partner gives you that back,
But remember, I told you one of the things that I knew then, and I really urged them that y'all need to call this quits is when she made this statement. She says that whatever he gives her, he should give it her just because. Like, because we're in a relationship. So it's what I deserve. And he should just do it off of just general. And I got to, and anything, and I
but
pointed that out to her. But anything that he received from her, she kept using the word deserve. Because
okay,
when he do so and
see,
so and so and so, he don't deserve no respect from me. I said, oh, so I get it. So everything that you receive, you should just get it off of GP. But everything that he gets, he has to earn. I said,
look,
now I see the problem. And I asked her a question. And here was the question. I said, where was your father in your life?
mm,
She said, I didn't know him. Thank you.
but that's what that is. But here's the other
So your
thing,
love language, again, not to cut you off, it was her deficit. That's the
right?
reason why she suffers from abandonment issues with her dad. She never had a father. So you don't even know how to treat a man. You've never been daddy's little girl. So you want now in your relationship for a man to cater to you because that makes you feel important. So she's big on acts of service.
But here's the thing though, like, and this is why for me consideration is big. If my partner is not being actively thoughtful about w- what I need,
Mhm.
there is no point that my partner could understand what act of service is needed at that moment.
Oh, that's good.
Because
Oh, that's good, Nick. That's good. Yeah.
if if you are not actively considering where I am at that moment,
Hmm.
you don't know that I need a hug.
Oh, wow.
You don't know that I do need to be affirmed. You don't know because you're not listening. Because we going to go back to this list. Consideration requires that you proactively think about me.
Think about, yeah.
Consideration requires that you make a mindful decision. Consideration requires that you are actively listening to me and practicing empathy. So, if you are not in that moment being considerate of where I am at that point of time, you can't identify the other five love languages and what I need at that time. Like over the weekend, I received some disturbing news. um, and when I got the news, I literally picked up the phone, dialed my godmother, and I said, "Wait a minute, what?" And her response to me was, "You called me right back. That was quick." She literally had just sent me a text. So not even 2 minutes later, I picked up the phone, called her, and was like, "What's going on with God Daddy? Like what did you just say? What's going on?" I was like, I'm out of town, but okay, I'll get there ASAP.
And
Like
then when you heard your news, you even sent it out to your support team immediately. So you pulled your support team in on it. So like, that I hear you.
so
I hear
if
you.
you are not practicing consideration, you don't. And I knew that I wasn't there, but my god mommy needed to know that I was there for
She
her,
was there for her. Yeah.
regardless of me being in a whole nother city. She needed to know that I was there for her. And so when he got his phone the very next day, what did Adrian do? G Daddy, you good? Because I needed to hear him for myself. And then when we got the news, what needed to transpire, I called Big Brother and was like, "Hey," because everybody and their mama can't be at the hospital. They don't allow that anymore. Even
Yeah.
with COVID being over,
Yeah.
they it's certain things, and I am not technically family. So I called Big Brother and was like, "Hey, I need you to keep me update. I need to know what's going on. I need to know what's if mama needs something." I mean, so but again, that's a person who considers other people. So when we talk about personal growth and development and this love language of consideration, we're talking about everything that goes into having a relationship with another person. You cannot be selfish at all times. You cannot not be mindful of their boundaries. You can't be unempathetic. You have to actively listen at all times so you know what the other person needs. So, as a point of personal development, you need to be developing your ability to empathize, your ability to actively listen, your ability to mindfully think,
For
your
sure.
ability to be proactive in thoughtfulness, your
Sure.
ability to respect others, respect their feelings, respect their boundaries, respect where they are in their person. And you need to be consistent. How do you expect people to be consistent in your life and you not consistent in somebody else's life? Let me get off my soapbox. I'm not perfect, but if I'm riding for you, I'm riding for you. I'm gonna show up completely and authentically. And so part of consideration is that's how you show up for other people.
Here's a part of consideration that some people may not even consider. And Nick, I'm going to use us as an example because we kind of dive into these things periodically. Sometimes I have to self-manage my emotions when I know that you don't have the capacity to even undertake what I'm going through at that moment because of what you're presently dealing with.
Yep.
I can't say, well, she just wasn't there for me. It's not that she wasn't there. Her there was preoccupied.
Mm.
You ever got to a restroom and you really had to go, but that switch was red
Because somebody was in there.
because somebody was in there? Watch this. You was where you needed to be, and you was standing in front of the very thing that could take care of what you needed.
Mm.
But at the moment, there's a word that it says preoccupied. And when you know that in the life of your person, that life is life, y'all, sometimes the best thing that you can give them is for me to self regulate my own emotions. Because right now, you dealing with mama, you dealing with the car, you dealing with the job, you dealing with God Daddy, you dealing with Big Brother. You got all of these things that you are managing at one time. And here I am trying to make you feel guilty for not being available emotionally for me. It's this moment right now that I need to consider she's already weighted down. Pat, take this moment and self and self-regulating don't mean calling somebody else.
Mm. Mm.
Self-regulating means taking this, putting it in a box, and coming back to it later.
Yep. Well, and then too, you have to also understand that we all got ish going on.
A whole lot of it.
We all got ish going on.
Ish
And
x3, meaning to the third power.
and so sometimes it's just a matter of, and it's not that you're withholding something from your partner, it's you understand they got stuff going on too. Let me phrase it that way. Part of consideration is understanding that there are moments where you need to take a step back and hold off on some things because you recognize that your person is going through something else. Parting thoughts?
Take into consideration that if you don't learn how to consider what your person is undertaking, consider your relationship over.
Mm,
There's a song, I'm going to leave you with the words of Avant. And Avant told him that it started with a conversation, a phone number on a piece of paper. And then he went on to get to the chorus. She says, when they show up with a couple of Louis bags that you didn't buy. Y'all know the song because he says, because if she kiss him, that's your kiss. Goodbye.
mm,
Learn how to consider because some people are not in a different place with someone other than you because they didn't love you. It's just that somebody else considered that they was doing life too.
yep. You know how many relationships I ended because there was no consideration? I'm just saying, like, yeah. So that's
Cause I'm a firm believer of don't baby listen, don't threaten me with leaving. I'll help you pack.
that
Like,
part.
hey, you forgot your sweater right there. You get to pick that on up, take that on with you. You might get cold on your way out the door. I
Ooh,
don't want you to be cold. I care about you. I don't want you to get cold. I don't want you to
I
have the
don't want you
sniffles
to
or the
get
stuff.
sick.
I want you to get sick.
Now, just guys, I know this was
Consider
just be considerate. Just learn to think about the other person.
and can you give
Learn.
us those breakdowns of consideration before parting? Let those be your parting words. Those consider give me those steps again
Okay, hold on. Let me get my list back out. The key aspects of
of
consideration:
consideration.
proactive thoughtfulness, meaning acts performed without being asked;
Mm, mm,
mindful decision making,
mm,
meaning considering how your actions or decisions affect your partner's emotions and well being before you act;
mm,
active listening and empathy, truly hearing where your partner is and validating their feelings;
mm,
respecting boundaries, meaning being aware of any triggers, managing your tones during disagreements, and respecting the boundaries, even the ones you don't personally create. And finally, consistency, meaning it is a daily, steady practice of care, not a one off special. It's daily practice. So, consideration requires proactive thoughtfulness, mindful decision making, active listening and empathy, respecting boundaries, and consistency. Guys, I know you might feel like we're beating a dead horse, but you owe it to yourself
you really do.
and you owe it to those you are in relationship with, be it business, personal, love, or whatever, even your situationships. um, you owe it to yourself and to others to develop yourself in the area of consideration.
It's true.
That's it. That's all. We see
And
y'all
when
next
you
week.
do that, watch what love yields in your life.
That part. That
That's
part.
the seed sown that's
That
going
part.
to harvest eternity for you.
That part. All right. We see y'all next week. Peace.
Beautiful people. Love it.